Peace, everyone. My name is Jazz, and this is my journal. I figured while I'm taking a small break at work, I could come in and say hi to you guys because I need to get a journal entry in. I hope all is well with everyone. Everything is as good as it can be with me. Um, I have been truly introspective, and in being introspective, it is really taking me out of this depression. So I feel as if I'm finally making ground. It's like I've been asking spirit for clarity within my thoughts, and I feel like everything is becoming clear. So a lot of things that I feel like I'm healing. Sometimes I don't feel healed, but I'm starting to really see and understand that I am healing. It just doesn't feel like it sometimes because it be like a up and down type of thing, but I am getting there. Um, I'm just open to new projects. Like I really want to focus on getting these projects out. I submitted my book for publishing, so we're getting ready to start rolling with the editing. So I'm excited about that. Um, Finally getting that done, and everything is going good with the kids, so that's fine. I had an interesting dream last night that me and my brother's been staying with me. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't say he could move in with me. I put him out probably about 6 times, and he keep coming back. So I don't know how to necessarily get rid of this man, but he ain't getting a picture, and I hate to be rude. And I just wanted to be me and my kids. It's always something that I want to do with my kids. Oh, I'm back. I'm sorry, guys. My phone rang. I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. But it's always somebody. Like, sometimes I just wanted to be us. And my brother came over one day. He spent the night and he just never left. I put him out one time. He left for a few weeks, moved in with a girl. They fell out and he came back. And I'm just like, so in my dream, my mom was there and he was taking the trash out of my house, which makes sense because right now I'm decluttering because my goal is to move out of state. So I just been every week. I tell you, I know the garbage man's sick of me because every week I'm just decluttering. If I haven't seen it in months, I'm throwing it away. If it's a piece of clothing I haven't worn in months or a year, I just throw it away. I get rid of it, whether I give it away or throw it away. Anything old, I just get rid of it, throw it away. I completely clear my basement out. Now I'm about to work on my attic because I decided when I move, I'm not taking anything with me. I'm just going, and I just want a new slate. But something in my spirit is calling me to declutter my home. So that's what I've been doing. And he helped me. I paid him to clear the trash out the basement. So in the dream, of course, we pick up from there. And it was like a big wall of trash that he had cleared outside, and he was standing outside with the trash, and he tried to come back in the house. And I looked at him and I got mad and I was like, I paid you for this. Like, you ain't got no reason to be coming back up in here. Get out, you know? And he was like, Jazz, I ain't got nowhere to go. You throwing me out like I'm this trash. That's not fair. I need help. I need somebody to take care of me. And I was like, I'm not the one in the two. You need to figure out how to take care of yourself. And that's when my mom appeared. And she was like supporting me, putting him out. Like, yeah, he need to learn. And that just gave me confirmation because sometimes when I give my brothers, I got 5 of them, but there are 2 of them that need a little bit more help than everybody else. Everybody else is pretty much independent. But I feel like sometimes I'm being too tough on them because my mom took care of them all the way up to the day she died. These men was in their 30s, and my mom, they was living with her. eating up all her food. They was just living off of her. And I'm like, that will not be me. And here I got this man in my house eating my food. It's like, yeah. So I feel like I have my mom's support. So I told myself that, okay, today I'm gonna sit down and talk to him and see what his plan is. And give him a date and stick to that date. Like, okay, you have to be gone by this date to be gone. He worked. He don't never give me no money. He thinks that cleaning up around the house is compensation for staying there. And for me, it isn't. I just feel like you should clean where you stay at anyway. And plus, he messes up more than he cleans. So it really doesn't make a difference. You know, I think that he like a kid, like, when you was a kid and your parents was at work and they told you to clean up. And when you see him pulling up in the driveway, that's when you want to jump up and do everything. That's him. Like, I'll leave the house be a mess, or kids haven't done their chores yet or whatnot. I'll leave in the morning, and by the time I come home, shit still be there. But you see him up sweeping or filling the sink up with dish. The only reason why you doing that is because I pulled up. Had I been gone, you wouldn't have moved or did whatever. So I'm just like over it. I just want it to be me, my kids, and my two cats. So my daughter dropped off her two cats, which aren't fixed, by the way. So that boy is spraying, very territorial. And for those out there who have cats, whew, I hate it. So I'm scrubbing every day, cleaning and neutralizing scents because it drives me nuts. I can't even sleep sometimes. And since he's fighting the other cat, it's just terrible. It's a terrible situation. My daughter moved where she moved that she couldn't have pets, and she just dropped the cats off. She didn't come get the damn cats. I did make an appointment for them to get fixed on March 15th. If we can neutralize that, I'll probably keep them because I like them. They're the cutest little things. Oh, gosh. Y'all, I'm a cat lady. I'm a cat lady. I got 4 cats. 2 of them slept in the bed with me last night. What has my life come to? I was talking to my kid's dad the other day. He was like, Jazz, you ain't never gonna find no man. I said, why? He said, you didn't get rid of them damn cats. Oh, no. I am officially a cat lady around. This is insane. I'm a cat lady, y'all. What we gonna do? But they're the cutest little things. And they don't cuddle. They don't even like me. They'll come lay at the foot of my bed and watch TV with me. But they don't. I think the black one, she'll come lay with me sometimes and cuddle up under me, but she don't mess with me like that. You know what I mean? She just don't. Something is snagging at my hair. I'm sorry, guys. Something snagged me. But she does not, she don't cuddle with me. So it's still by myself. I was talking to my girlfriend the other night, and she was talking about, because she's been single for quite some time now. And we were just talking about, when do you feel like the loneliness, when does being single or not having a mate hit you? And she told me at nighttime. And I'm not gonna say her name or put her out there, but that's when she reaches the most. And because of that, it's resulting in multiple intimate partners, but they're very surface. There's no depth to the connections because she's just feeding her loneliness. And I realized that at nighttime is when I want to be alone the most. So every once in a while, I'll be like, oh, I wish somebody was here to hug on me and love on me and stuff like that. But for the most part, I kind of like sleeping by myself. Matter of fact, when I did have a mate and we slept in the same bed for 14 years, we had a big old king size bed. Let's say this was the bed. I'd be all the way over here in the corner. That's just how I sleep. It ain't. I prefer to sleep by myself. Well, I don't prefer to sleep by myself, but sleeping alone doesn't bother me per se. If we together, I would like for somebody to be on the other side of the bed. But it's just not a necessity for me. As a matter of fact, for the last few years of our relationship, we didn't sleep in the same bed. And we still went out on dates. We didn't sleep in the same bed. He slept somewhere else. And if he did sleep in the bed with me, it was me, him, and all the kids. So imagine all the kids piled up in the bed with us. It's just, we never had that alone time. We did in the beginning though. It is something that I'm not closed off to, that I would like, but it's not something that I need at this. It's not a need or a necessity. I kind of like my space. But she was telling me that, and she was like, "I'll be good all day, but at nighttime, when it's time for me to go to bed, that's when I crave it, and that's when I want it." And she's one that does not believe in self intimacy. She does not believe in masturbation or making love to herself. Um, and I was telling her that I'm to a point to where I rather sleep with myself than sleep around. I've kind of gotten past that stage where I felt like I had to have a physical body with me. I can please myself very well, by the way. Could manifest some magic with myself too, but we were talking about those, getting through those lonely periods. And mine are, they're not every day, but they're sometimes. And I think I just went through one, turning 40. You're seeing your friends, they're starting to settle down to get married, they're starting to partner up, and you like, okay, where mine at? But then I'm starting to climb right back out of it. Like, for the past few days, I've been feeling all right, like having fun, doing things with the kids, planning things for myself. I'm working on a little solo trip, but just enjoying what's in front of me and enjoying the moment at that moment. So my challenge for you would be this. What do you have in front of your face right now that you can appreciate? Because it's not like love is a necessity. I'm surrounded by it. I exude love, you know, and I don't want to put my ego in this, but I hear all the time, Jazz, the day's better when you're here, or my kid's mom is better when you're home. And I don't say much when I'm in spaces, but some people feel like the energy is better when I'm there. So I already know that my energy and the love that I have to give to others or to myself, it's like a ball of light within myself. So what I'm learning to do is embrace the light that I already have. And anyone that comes into my life can definitely be an extension. But right now, at this moment, I am just enjoying the life that I have right now. I went to I went on a date the other night. We went to dinner. Um, a good restaurant, had some good food. I had met with some coworkers first, and then afterwards we went on a date, and it was a really good date. We kicked it, spent some time together, and then I came home. But it was no necessity to. I could have stayed with him. I could have did whatever, but just the company was good. What I'm learning to do is not to look at a situation more than what it is. Like, this person I went on a date with would probably make a great partner. I don't know. But right now at this moment, we went on a date. I had fun at that moment, and then it's back to that regular scheduled program. Another thing I think we tend to do that adds to loneliness is we create scenarios in our head. Like, okay, oh, he the one. He is the one. And then next thing you know, you got a wedding planned in your head off the first date. I ain't the only one guilty of that. Y'all don't be making it seem like I'm the only one, because I am not the only one that be doing that. So crazy. But, but what I realized was that's what happens. And then when that situation ain't moving the way you think it's going to move, when that man ain't your husband, or he's choosing somebody else, or he's doing other things, and you sitting there mad, but you mad because you done created this shit in your head. But if you take it a day at a time and look at it for what it is, I think that helps that. So at that moment, at that time, at that dinner table, I was with him having great conversation. He had a belly, so I got to rub his belly a little bit. I like bellies. You know what? Y'all guys with bellies, y'all winning. It's just y'all. It's the belly for me. It's just, yeah. But anyhow, it's just about enjoying a moment and then back to my regular schedule program, and there's another date coming. So the first date was fine. So when that comes, I will be happy to go. And if I'm not happy to go, I won't. But I'm just planning for the now. And I am focused on what's in front of me right now. What can you be focused on that's in front of you at that moment? Are you in any situationships or scenarios where you're making things seem like they're not? I'm starting to really believe and feel that, everybody looking for they one. Like he's the one, she's the one, they're my one. That's a lot of the readings that I get. This part, and you know what? At one point, I believed that wholeheartedly. I'm not gonna lie, I did like he the one. He got to be the one. Or my one looks like this. They have these qualities, and they do this. And because of that, I've probably let go a lot of great opportunities because I've limited myself to what I felt like the one was, not necessarily looking at what's best for me. You know what I mean? I believe that you could be happy with anybody if you choose to be. I mean, compatibility plays a good part. To be with some people, you might have to work a little bit harder than others, but you can be with whoever you want to be. And you can make any situation that you want to work as long as the other person is agreeable. Because, of course, we have free will. And if somebody chooses not to make it work with you, move on. It's okay. They have that right, just like you had a right to make a choice. So if you're in a situation to where you feel a certain way and that other person is not agreeable with what you want to do, are you going to stay with that person and continue to create scenarios, or are you going to pick what's best for you and accept something that's more for you or that's more in alignment with what you desire, you know, and look at what's best for you. Another lesson I've learned is that relationships, they're here to teach us lessons. So they're not easy. I would be lying to you if I tell you that I spent 14 years with somebody and it was just all flowery. Y'all know my business. If y'all don't, go back and watch all the old episodes. They all on Spotify. We went through some stuff together. But one thing I've learned is that we got through all of it too. Whether it was infidelity or arguing over money or being broke, we were homeless together. You can get through anything. So quit letting these fake ass social media relationships and Facebook relationships influence who you with. Nobody is perfect and anything can be worked out. People make mistakes and people do things. I am not going to be the one to be like, oh, he cheated on you, leave him. No, do what's best for you. That person may add more value to your life and they made a mistake. I'm not saying that cheating is good or being unfaithful is good or bad. I'm not here to judge that. But what I'm saying is that if somebody comes into your life and they place a ton of value in your life, why would you let it go over a mistake that they made? If I got a man in my life and he is adding value to me and my children, he's lifting me up, he's helping me with everything, he's helped me heal through some trauma, and he cheats one time, we're probably going to work through that. I'm not going to sit here in public and lie to you and be like, nah, fuck that, it's over, I hate him, it'll never happen again. No, I probably will. I'm probably going to sit down and we're going to talk about it and try to figure out a way to get through it. Now, if it's to a point to where someone is constantly hurting you and constantly causing you pain and constantly causing harm, then it's up to you to decide that what's best for you. And sometimes all the time, choosing yourself is most important. I would say that. I just feel like some situations are unique. Some people, they are one and done when it comes to the cheating. That's on you. You know, some people go looking for it. I got friends who are in relationships. They got all the passwords. They got to go through all the phones every day. They got to go through pockets, check all that every day in order for a person to be their partner. They got to deal with that. I'm one that I choose not to. I don't want to know your password. I don't want to look for it. I don't want to know what's in it. If I was to catch you cheating right now at this age, it has to fall out of the sky in my lap. The last time I dated somebody and caught them in a hot ass mess, quick story time. I was dating this guy. it was going all right. We had problems, but intuitively I already knew something was off because the math wasn't mathing with his times. But I just figured spirit will reveal it. When I asked my gut about it, my gut was just like, don't move. Because if you move on it, he's gonna talk his way out of it. I knew something would happen to where he would be in a situation to where he couldn't explain himself. He couldn't get out of it. But I couldn't figure out why, because I didn't go through his phone. I didn't go through his stuff. I didn't follow him, and I didn't too much argue with him. It's just not my thing. I don't have time for it. If I'm with you, I'm not gonna argue with you all the time. I'm just not doing it. I don't give a fuck. No, we're not arguing. But anyhow, 2 nights before it ended, I had a dream. I had a dream that I came home and he had a woman in my bed. And she was attractive. She had real huge breasts and she was naked. She was a plus size woman, very pretty woman, very attractive, very nice shape. And she was in my bed. So I was like, who is this? And he was like, ain't nobody there. I said, I'm looking at somebody. And it was a weird dream. 2 days later, he takes his mom to the hospital and he was supposed to come over. And he called me when he was on his way in and he was like, unlock the door. I won't come in. So I unlocked the door, went to sleep. He called me about 45 minutes later and was like, the door's locked. And I said, well, I unlocked it. Maybe the kids got up and locked the door because I be on their ass about keeping the door locked. So maybe it's like, oh, the door open, let me lock it. Well, when I got up to go open my room door, I got an old house. My house was built in the 1920s, so you can lock the doors from the outside. Somebody can lock me in my room. I couldn't get out. I'm like, what the hell? Somebody locked me in my room. I was like, oh. I started banging on the door. So it was my son, my daughter, her boyfriend, and my nephew. They all rushed in the room, and they closed the door behind them. He's like, Mama, don't let him in. I'm like, why? My daughter hands me her phone, and she said, do you know who this girl is? And I was like, this is his ex. And come to find out, he had been seeing her. He had went to see her. And she was much younger than he told me she was. So she was friends with my daughter. She was the same age as my daughter. My daughter's only 20. This man is in his 40s. And he had met her when she was 16. And she had been seeing him on and off ever since she was 16, which means this was an adult seeing a kid. So I look at the phone and she was like, the girl was like talking to my daughter. And she was like, I know your mama. Your mama is, they either call me Dread or they call me the Medium. And some people call me Miss Cleo. You're like, your mama Dread, Miss Cleo. And she was like, yeah, that's my mom. And she was like, tell your mom she need to break up with him. And my daughter was like, why? He cool. And next thing you know, she sent my daughter screenshots. I mean, screenshots, call logs, text messages. I mean, this girl had airtight proof. Airtight proof. Airtight proof. And the day that he seen her was a day that I questioned. He was at work. He got off early. He called me. I used to do readings at this spot up in Hamilton. He called me and he was like, I got off early because somebody got COVID. We had to shut down. This is during COVID. So everybody got to get tested. But if I'm negative, I'm going to go back to work. So I was like, all right, I'll talk to you when I get off. So when I left, got home by 8 o'clock, called him. He didn't answer. Called him a few more times. He didn't answer. He never answered his phone. He just walked in at 4 o'clock in the morning. But what I did was I wrote that date down in my diary. So what I do is I don't complain, but I keep record. I don't forget. I don't forget conversations. And because my memory isn't the best, I record. So if you tell me something and I feel like something ain't right, I'll write it down. I'll just wait for it to come out later or change later. Patiently. I'm impatient, but I'm patient when it comes to that shit. I'm a beast. My nickname used to be good. My nickname used to be Detective Bell. My cousin, get Detective Bell on the line. She gonna figure it out. Yes, the fuck I am. Because people can only hold up a lie for so long. I know because I used to lie all the time. But anyhow, he was with her. He walked in at 4 a.m. She told me she picked him up At about 6:30, 7 o'clock, he went home with her. They did the do, and she dropped him off at like 3:50 down the street from my house, and he walked in my door at 4 o'clock in the morning. All the puzzle pieces just naturally fit together. I didn't have to go looking for it. It was right there in my face. And the crazy thing is, I was so tired and I didn't feel like arguing. And at this point in my development, I just felt desperate. I was gonna let him stay. I'm like, you know what? We'll work through it. We'll just talk about it in the morning. Let's go to sleep. My son, who is 18 now, he was about 15 or 16 at the time. My son, he was like, nah, mm-mm, you cannot stay here. He's like, you cannot stay the night here. He was like, my mom is a really good person, and I'm not going to allow anyone to disrespect or mistreat her like that. You have to leave. Imagine my son, he's the softer one of the two. I got two sons. Now, if my oldest son was there, he probably would have got jumped. As a matter of fact, they were planning to jump him. God, they was going to jump him. But I said, y'all don't touch him. You know, he's an adult. This is our relationship. We'll talk it out. It just sucks that that girl went through low levels to pull my kids in it, but she did, you know, and I can't control what that woman do. But I knew that night it was over. I was going to tell him it was over in the morning. I was just too tired to argue, but my son was like, no, you gotta leave now. And he looked at me and he was like, is this what you're gonna let him do? And something in my spirit was just like, don't say nothing. So I just sat there quietly. My son got up in his face. Mind you, dude about 5'8". My son is 6'3". And even though he's a thin kid, he's very muscular because he's an athlete. He works out a lot. He looked down on him. He says, sir, and he was respectful. He said, I'm just going to ask you to leave. And maybe y'all could talk about it tomorrow, but you're not staying here tonight. Not after you hurt my mom like that. And he politely got his stuff and left. And even though we talked the next morning, I woke the next morning, I called him. I was like, you know what? It's over. And it was over. We still cordial. We still speak because I don't end nothing on bad terms. If something ends, for me to end something on bad terms with you, it's got to be bad. But I can still be cordial with you and not deal with you. Matter of fact, I can fuck you every day and go back to being platonic friends and never touch you again and still speak to you every day and be nice with you. I'm not that petty, and I can detach my emotions pretty easily. There's only but a small amount of people where I had a lot of trouble detaching from emotionally, but most people, it's over. It's over. But anyhow, it was revealed. So I'm not one to, I got off subject a lot, but I'm not one to go looking for things because I know that in time it'll be revealed. It always is. The truth always comes out when it's time. So if you are with me in my space, I'd rather enjoy you for the moment. And if something that I need to know needs to be revealed, it'll be revealed. And I need to make a decision from there. But anywho, but y'all just be hearing my little story time, a little bit. But that's the first and only time my kids ever got involved in anything like that. Usually I only let my kids meet somebody I'm dating. I really don't. They're not one to see me with a whole lot of men. Even in my crazy days, my kids ain't see nobody. I just go wild out when on the weekends when they go or when they go to sleep. I just leave and come back home. I got older kids to watch the young kids. I'm a damn nun now. I don't be doing nothing. Just sitting up in the house. I only watch TV. We reading. Or in my thoughts or doing spiritual work. That's my biggest thing right now. My spiritual work and finishing projects and just, you know what, just enjoying me because I like me. Now, if you out there and you a science geek and you like the science channel, you know, and you like to watch metaphysical stuff on TV and stuff about magic, if you like Harry Potter, I'm just saying, like, if you like stuff like that, I might be the one for you because I'm like a nerd at heart. But anyhow, that's my entry for today. I hope you guys have a good day. Remember, I love you 11 times in the morning and 11 times at night. And make sure you take time to pour into yourself. And don't let anybody outside of you validate who you are. Peace.